Hey everybody, it's Party Elite, welcoming you to the Von Valancius Palace in our Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Let's Play, where it really feels as though we're reaching the end of this alpha playthrough. We've taken care of all of our colonies, or so it seems. We're just about to conclude this storyline with regards to the Drukhari and Scalander, so I'm quite curious what else is left to do. But folks, who knows how much further there is to go before we actually conclude this storyline itself, right? So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's actually, in fact, start this session with a bit of upgrading across our party. I've taken a look at what their options are moving forward, so the decisions have already been made, but I will kind of walk through them as I've been doing throughout this playthrough. So our strategist over here, the Rogue Trader himself, has the option to choose between a handful of abilities, and truth be told, I don't think any of these abilities are particularly interesting. Assault Stratagem is focused around improving parry for people within the zone of the stratagem. With Grand Strategist, it means allies won't provoke attacks of opportunity, and moving near melee enemies does not cost additional movement points, which is kind of interesting and could come in handy, but it's such a rare use case scenario compared to, say, Overwhelming Stratagem and Killzone Stratagem, which I guess is why we picked those nice and early, right? But I digress. Bulwark Stratagem is all about increasing deflection and absorption for a turn, and with Grand Strategist, it reduces how much damage is taken from the next attack, which could come in handy when you're sort of on the back foot, I suppose, but it also reduces movement points by 3, which makes sense for, something called Bulwark, but as you can see, that's a pretty hefty negative. We have Blitz Stratagem, which is probably the most interesting of the lot. All allies gain the ability to move into this defined area as long as it's in range of their current movement points plus 3, and that only lasts for one turn, as with all stratagems. So it's a fairly limited boost to movement range, but it could come in handy if we're trying to close the gap to somebody. And, like we saw last session, Pascal was just out of range of some individuals where he could have dove into melee. Blitz Stratagem could have come in handy, but it requires a fair bit of foresight and planning for specifically that scenario. So even then, even though this is, the best of the bunch, it still feels like the best of the worst, so to speak. Anyway, with Grand Strategist, the first ally that moves into the stratagem's area immediately increases their momentum by a significant amount, depending on your intelligence and fellowship bonuses on the strategist. When the first ally reaches a defined area, they gain effects of Voice of Command ability with only half the bonuses if an ally is overextended. So this is actually pretty solid, because that means the first ally that gets into this zone can be hit with things like, bring it down, or move, or whatever it might be. So there is actually a significant benefit to that, which is why Blitz Stratagem is probably where we're going to end up, and Trenchline Stratagem over here is just about increasing cover effectiveness, and it does provide some temporary wounds, which is nice with Grand Strategist, but I don't think that's enough to prioritize. So I'm going to go with Blitz Stratagem, and I promise you this is the only time I'm going to highlight every single choice, because there's so few here, and I just felt like it was worth taking a look at the options. But Blitz Stratagem it shall be for the Rogue Trader himself, and then we'll move on to, ooh, interesting. Oh, you know what, actually, these guys have all stayed. I was like, well, everything else is just the placeholder graphics, but I just realized that all the stratagems have stayed. Anyway, I digress once more. Let's move on to Heinrichs, and as our Vanguard, he's going to have the option to upgrade some of his skills. Let's go ahead and up his athletics, because why not? Get it all the way up to 90 with that upgrade. And let's move on to Abelard. Here we're going to see a veteran with the option to improve some of his characteristics. Honestly, I'm tempted to just bump up his toughness. He's been hitting his, range shots often enough that 40 doesn't bother me all that much. So I'm feeling like that's okay. But if we up his toughness, then, if he gets hit with toxins or whatever it might be, it improves his chance of not actually being hit by that damage over time effect, right? So let's up the toughness there. It's come in handy quite a few times. I'll stick with that, accept that, thank you very much, up to 55. And over now to Argenta, our veteran, who will have a choice of characteristic as well. Here again, I'm kind of tempted to bump up toughness, get us to that next toughness bonus, up to 5, because this will be 50. So sure, let's go ahead and commit to that and move on to Cassia. Cassia, as our other strategist, is probably going to go ahead with Trenchline Stratagem. We can use her as a sort of last-ditch effort to provide temporary wounds. Her intelligence and fellowship bonus combines to a total of 8, which is 8 extra temporary wounds for an ally. You know, that could be the difference between life and death. So sure, trenchline stratagem for Cassia. Sounds good to me. Let's go with that. And no, these guys just look the same. Overwhelming and trenchline look the same. So I'm gonna have to be very careful when I pick my stratagem to actually use it, that I'm using the right one. But with that said, let's move on to Pascal, who as our assassin, honestly, just none of these make that much of a difference, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I'm gonna go ahead and chase after Combat Master. It means enemies gain no bonuses for outnumbering them in melee. We got this for either Abelard or Heinrich's last session. I can't recall exactly who right now, but it's a helpful thing to have, more helpful than, you know, stuff that relies on burning enemies, or stuff that relies on having no allies nearby, or Extermination Mark, which rarely ever sees any real value. So let's go with Combat Master and see if we can't take advantage of that when we're in melee. If we ever, you know, manage to get into melee with Pascal, it's such a rare occurrence. But that is everybody leveled up. We do have a little drop in HP for the Rogue Trader. So why don't we go ahead and get Pascal to use his Medicaid training to heal the Rogue Trader up. Max him out, yes. And now we can, well, here's the thing. Do I want to get distracted by this set of turrets? I don't know if they're going to be on my side or not. And that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. I think we'll turn them on. But before we turn them on, let's go ahead and take a look around. Because even though we picked up most of the loot, and truth be told, it's not that great loot, I'm sure there's more to find. Like there's this rubble that we can dismantle with an athletics check. So why don't we go ahead and do that? See, oh, hello. This must be worth something, right? Let's check it out. What do we have? Your collection of poems, drinkable engine coolant, and precious necklace. Are you for real? Sure, pack it all as cargo. None of that is actually handy. But let's go ahead and check out this tree. What do you have for me? The bark of the tree is covered with thin streams of dark resin, similar to streaks of blood. Well, that's curious. As in the tree is bleeding, perhaps? That's the best understanding I have. Oh, look at that. Oh, this got bent in there. Was that like that before? I don't recall seeing this, and I feel like I would have noticed, but it's very possible that I just walked right past it and didn't, you know, bat an eye. That's interesting. Moving on to the other side. Now, let me actually check something here, because this was brought up in the comments. Can we free these guards? Well, let's go ahead and have a conversation with this set, see what actually happens. Then we'll head over to the other set and see what's actually happening at the other side of this courtyard, I guess. But what's going on over here? Emperor, protect you. I was one step away from death. Oh, okay, fair enough. So I guess I just have to talk to them, and they'll be off on their merry way. They actually have weapons. It'd be great if they could join me with the efforts ahead of us, but I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. Well, they're not going outside, so that's promising. They are headed towards this giant gate where we'll be headed as well. And you know, the vibrancy of this purple, or the vibrance of this purple, worries me. I'm just going to put that out there. It worries me. Let's go ahead and move up. These guys are taking positions over here. I don't think you need to be facing that way, buddy. I think you need to be facing that way. But hey, to each their own, I suppose. To each their own. I really hope they join us and start helping us. But over to these guards now to free these guys up, I assume. We have let you down, your lordship. Oh, only a little bit. Yeah, just a touch. It's okay. Our savior. Long live the rogue trader. Exactly. What's done is done. Let's move on. Do better next time. That's all that matters. Nothing over here? Yeah, nothing over here. Fair enough. Anything up top over here? Nope, that's already been investigated. Fair enough. Let's head on through the gates and see what awaits us. Surely there is more to this thread. Surely there's more that we can tug at. Let's take a look at our journal really quickly. We just have to search the palace for survivors. There could still be surviving vassals or nobles on the dynasty's estate. It would be wise to search the rooms and examine bodies for signs of life. I don't know. I feel like there is... I mean, look, you wouldn't set up a trap like this if there wasn't something valuable beyond it, right? Let me just check something before this courtyard, though, because it was pointed out to me that I might have missed a body on the way in. So I just want to check that out in case that is relevant to our mission. And what's this here? The gates have been swept off their mighty hinges, most likely as a result of a direct hit from a powerful weapon. Very well. A warning, perhaps, of what we can expect in the next space here. Well, let's creep past. Was it this guard that I missed? Yes, it was this guard that I missed. Thank you for pointing that out in the comments. Again, folks, I do read all of the comments, so if you notice something that I've missed, or if you have any feedback, opinions, or anything like that, leave a comment down below. And separate to that, if you're enjoying the show, don't hesitate to hit the like button either. But let's go ahead and speak to this guard who I would have presumably spoken to before that engagement from last episode, and just see what he has to say. The bloodied guard lets out an incoherent moan, clutching his mangled face. Let's help him out. Argenta with her awareness. Succeeded, great. You lean over the guard, and you spot the armed mine hidden under his body. Ooh. That is a lore Xenos check. Okay, let's take a look at, I assume it's going to be Pascal. Is there anything we can give Pascal? Sorry, over to the inventory. That might be able to help him out here, because his lore Xenos is pretty high. 75 is not bad. Now, I wish I could, like, organize this based on the stats it would help out with, or something like that. Because, like, there's a lot. Increases Medicae. That's just like a scroll, not worth anything. These are just gas grenades. You see what I mean? Okay, so Forbidden Xenos Compendium would grant a +5, so that's good. What would it replace? It would replace one of these two. Okay, so you give us, what, +10 to tech use, and you give us +10 to lore warp tests. Okay, well, we don't need tech use right now, so let's pop that on there. Getting lore Xenos up to 80, that's a pretty good number. Is there anything else? It's just a diary. I want to succeed this check. I want to do well here. I want to save this guy. All this trash, man. Lore warp tests. Okay. Don't need those right now. I guess this is all we can really do right now, so fair enough. Let's go for it. Hope for the best. Hope this guy makes it. Wow. We actually succeeded. You know what? Okay, good stuff. The guard mutters words of thanks and holds out an object for you to take. We receive the Sword of Onslaught. Let's take a look at our inventory here. Sword of Onslaught. Gotta be a bit further down, right? Where is... That's Power Sword. Sword of Onslaught. There we go. 13 to 17 damage. Penetration of 3. We got the Strike, the Slash, and something else, which costs 3 action points, but doesn't have a name. I don't know what it does. So I'm curious to actually check this out. Our Elite Chainsword does more damage, with less penetration, sure, but it does do more damage, and it improves parry while reducing enemy weapon skill when hit. Heinrichs, what do you have? You've got, I mean, this is going to be much better. The Sword of Onslaught is going to be useless, isn't it? That Force Sword is slightly better. The sword has a +1 bonus to max damage for every rank of the wielder's psi rating, which is 3, right? So that's even more there. So, okay, fair enough. Abelard, you've got your Epiphany here, which is... okay, it's equivalent to the Sword of Onslaught, but Epiphany deals +5 additional damage when charging, and I charge all the time with Abelard, all the time. So I'd be a fool not to keep that on. Same pen, same damage. What a shame. What a shame. New piece of equipment, and it's worth pretty much nothing. The Omniscient Axe over here is actually a specific pattern of Omniscient Axe, and it does a lot more than the Sword of Onslaught. Yeah, alright, fair enough. We're gonna leave it be, and we're gonna leave him be, and we're gonna move on. I'm glad we succeeded that check, though. That feels good. Preparation there paid off. But he's fine. He's leaving. We're leaving too. Onwards towards the turret control system over here to see what activating these turrets actually does for us. Well, hopefully for us and not against us. Let's go for it. Ritual or machine right set? Let's go ahead and use the ritual.
That didn't go as I'd hoped.
The machine that didn't go as I'd hoped, he says. We failed. Fair enough. It was a logic check. The machine spirit refuses to obey. The turret control remains inaccessible. Fair enough. Let's go in with the machine right set then. Pascal? There we go. Turrets are turning on, and they are, in fact, on our side. So, if whatever is to come spills out over here, we should have the support of at least this one turret. Or actually, no, perhaps both of them. Doesn't show the health bar anymore, so I guess they'll be on our side. I'm curious if I could have done that during that battle, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Anyway, no use crying over spilt milk. Let's move on here. And see if there is a way to disarm this trap. Go for it. Oh, Pascal. Must be a Lore Xenos check, which he succeeded. Great. And it's time to move on. Let's go. Right into the Von Valancius Palace. Let's see what it's got. Alright, I was expecting a fight over here, but it seems as though the palace itself is secure. Go ahead and speak to the sergeant, I suppose. Is there anything else worth looking at here? No? Alright. Sergeant, what's going on? Thank you, Rogue Trader. We will hold our positions. Did we... I guess this is just like transitioning on from the battle that just finished. Okay, fair enough. We got a servitor down over there. Let's keep moving. There was a massacre over here. My goodness, look at this. This is really cool, actually, seeing this entire space get completely, like, wrecked like this. Oh, that's amazing. We could jump over this way with an athletics check up over here. Well, we can't make that gap. That's a much bigger gap, I suppose. Would require some tossing, or, I mean, I feel like we could have just walked past up over here, but maybe it's not structurally sound, you know? What do we have up over here? What is this? I guess we got to get up there to find out. I'm going to move up this way, maintain the high ground for scouting over here, and I'm sure the athletics on Heinrichs will help us make our way across. Beautiful. Beautiful. Gain some experience there, too. Servitors over here working away. What's going on? The servitor appears unharmed and completely indifferent to the carnage unfolding around it. Very well. They're obviously not the primary target of the enemy. The enemy is very much everywhere. What's going on over here? The bodies were mutilated and gutted. Once luxurious clothes of brocade and silk are completely saturated with blood. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice. Oh, that is horrifying. Man. The Drukhari, they are, well, this is just par for the course for them, isn't it? And we got another guard over here who's still alive. And a trap. Alright. And another trap. Okay. How are we feeling over here? This is a demolition check. Let's try and fix this. Let's go for it. Can I... Yeah, let's go, Pascal. Come on, buddy. Ooh! Well, these guys managed to dodge. Heinrichs got hit with... nothing? Oh, no, he got hit with something. Melting. For 1 round, flesh and armor of the creature melt. That's fine. He's okay. Unyielding beacon. Oh, that's separate. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That could have been a lot worse. There is another trap over here. Could try and disarm that. Successfully done. Well done, Pascal. And over now to this guard. What's going on?
Xenos. They're inside already. We could not stop them. May the Emperor have mercy on our souls.
Alright. There it is. I had a feeling. I had a feeling there was more to this. Oh, my goodness. Alright. Let's see what's up.
A new challenge for me.
Oh, no. What killed him? Why did he, like, explode into a pile of bones? That seems rather horrific. What's he got on him? Las gun, black armor, pack his cargo. His things will live on even if he doesn't. Alright, I see nothing over here, except for the site of a huge massacre. My throne seems to have been horribly damaged. What? Why does that look like claw marks? Because if those are claw marks, those are huge claw marks, and that's a little concerning. Creep up a bit further. I see nothing. Oh, this is going to be an ambush, isn't it? Oh, this is going to be bad. Alright, here we go. Nothing? Okay. Oh, here we go. Alright. This is going to be trouble. We got 2 sliths. Now, to be fair, the last time we faced off against one of these guys, we did quite well. We focused down on them. We finished them off really quickly, so that was great. But now there's 2 of them, and I don't know what this flashing is either, so that's a little concerning. It also looks like we can't prepare an ambush of our own. It seems as though, you know, we can't attack these guys. They're not marked in red, so we can't cause any damage. We have to engage in a cutscene, in a conversation, etc., so we won't get the drop on them, so to speak. Is there anything to explore down over here? Should I push out this way and see if there's anything to see before I do dive into whatever situation is ahead of us? Oh, there's this aristocrat over here. Go ahead and speak to them, see if they can't help us somehow. The man before you is still breathing. The deep punctures in his chest leave no chance that he will survive. Dang. No surprise there, I suppose. Alright, let's pull back a little bit. Don't want to trigger combat by mistake over here. Not until I'm ready. Not until I've taken a look at everything, understood my surroundings, and prepared a plan accordingly. There is no plan to prepare over here. The circumstances ahead of us are going to be a surprise. Over to this guy here. Who's there? I can't see. Horrific. The damage done to the people and to the palace itself. Horrific stuff. Another aristocrat up over there, but I don't think we can get to them without triggering whatever needs to happen over here. Look at that. My throne has been, oh my goodness, just desecrated. Oh. This is even further desecration. What is this? I guess this is my throne. I thought that was my throne. That's like a pre-throne. This is the real deal. And how dare you sit upon it, Marazai. Marazai spreads his arms wide, either welcoming you or inviting you to admire the brutalized hall. At last! I was beginning to think that your lumbering bucket had perished on the way back. Such a resolution would have satisfied neither you nor me, would it? The Drukhari freezes for a moment. Oh, I can feel your anger, your rage, and your pain from witnessing the state of your halls. I trusted that you would appreciate our efforts here. I could have long vanished in the tangles of the webway without awaiting your arrival, Monkey, but I could not refuse myself the small pleasure of savoring your pain at the sight of what I have done to your home. You deceived me when you appointed the place of our final battle. He did. He did. Why did you attack the palace? Because he's got a bone to pick with me, or I can simply attack and say, you will pay for every slain servant of the Imperium. First, I want to goad him on a little bit. I want to point out just how pathetic and weak and cowardly he truly is. You deceived me when you appointed the place of our final battle. Deceived? Equals can be deceived, but you I merely used. You played the part given to you perfectly. You were exactly where you were supposed to be and did exactly what you were supposed to do. Everything except die. Alright, I like that response a lot. I like this guy. Out of character, I like this guy. Deceived equals can be deceived. Look at that. Implying, not explicitly saying that I am above you. He doesn't say that. He just implies it very obviously. But it's nicely written. The writing in this game has been top-notch. Why did you attack the palace? Because why are they here? Why are they engaging with me specifically like this? Why did you attack the palace? The sole thing that your kind is good for, Monkey, is your ability to suffer. I have long been surfeited with physical pain. Your kin provide it in abundance from their cages in Commissar. The pain of the soul, on the other hand, is a rare delight. After all, I had to recompense you for all the trouble you have caused me. However, did I not give you a gracious gift as well? That pesky, meddling Tazara who harrowed your little worlds for so long? You have garnered her head, and I, a peaceful existence where she is not constantly in my way. He gives you a thin smile. To die at the hands of a Monkey is the worst possible punishment for a champion of the gladiatorial arenas of Commissar. Her final moments were torturous. One Xenos down, one more remains. I like that. Tazara was under the impression that we were working together. What nonsense did you put in her head? I'm curious now. Do you have any idea how much a raid has cost me? One tanned Xenos hide won't be enough to pay for the damage. I've grown tired of you. It is time to die. No. I'm curious. Again, I've always been curious. I've always wanted to know and understand what's been going on, so I don't think it's out of character to say Tazara was under the impression that we were working together. What nonsense did you put in her head? The pompous waste of skin thought that I would associate with Monkey. I wish I did not leave her death to you and instead cut out her heart myself. Still, to take note of my interest in your person was quite perceptive, even more so for a brainless arena witch. I have spent enough time in real space. It is time to bid you goodbye. Sons and daughters of the Reaving Tempest, I leave this Monkey to you. Enjoy yourselves. I don't want to leave you all alone. You wouldn't appreciate that, right? Here we go. Ambush time, baby. What have we got? Oh, jeez. What? Okay. All right. That's quite a few of them. And there's some more. And we're right next to that one, too. And plus these two Sylph. One last thing, Rogue Trader. Let me thank you for your help, as well as for the fleeting entertainment. You absolute coward. You absolute coward. Even in these final moments, you flee. Alright, this could be trouble. This could be trouble. What are we up against, and what's the turn order looking like? Pascal is up first, and for the first time in a very long time, he's going to actually be able to dive into melee. But let's see what the situation is here. Abelard goes next. He's not in melee right now, so he might be able to use his Melta and charge in somewhere as well. Then we got this witch up here, and this Beastmaster down here. 21 HP, and the witch has 38 HP. This is more than the ones outside, I feel like. But after them is Cassia and Rogue Trader, which means it's Argenta and Argenta. Then we got this Cabalite, this Sylph, 150 HP on these two Sylph. This is scary, folks. This is scary. Decreases all incoming damage by 30%. What the hell? How do I get rid of this? Is it because they're next to each other? Because it says synergy, so I assume maybe it's because they're next to each other. So if I can pull them apart from that 3 radius or 3 cell radius, then maybe it'll go away. That'll be helpful. Then comes Argenta, then Heinrichs, and then we got what? This witch down here, this Sybarite, this Chimera, this Cavalite Specialist, this Cavalite Heavy, this Chimera, and this Beastmaster. Okay, so these guys, I guess, are our top priority for the time being. So Pascal, what to do with you, buddy? First of all, Machine Spirit Communication is probably a good idea. Recoil reduction by half the Tech Priest Intelligence bonus. Decreases dodge chance of its targets as well. Like, that's pretty good. So I'm thinking Machine Spirit Communication to kick things off while also hurting our enemies if possible, where possible. I guess just over here is going to have to do the trick, so sure, let's go for it. And I think I'd be a fool not to dive in with the Omniscient Axe, right? This Witch and this Beastmaster. Oh, it's such a bummer. This Cavalite over here goes soon as well. Cassia is actually bogged down by that Cavalite, so I need to finish that Cavalite off. So here, why don't we pull up to there, rush through, and use our strike here to hit this Cavalite and hope for the best. Follow-up hit through Abelard might finish the job, or if we're very lucky, overwhelming, sorry, not overwhelming, but Righteous Fury will finish them off, right? So let's go ahead and dive on in. Come on, Pascal. Come on, buddy. Decent damage, not enough. Let's get Extermination Mark on one of these Silts. No line of sight on that guy? Seriously? How? This thing blocking our view? Sure, get this guy then. So that when we eventually strike at him, we'll hopefully get some more damage out there. Alright, let's go ahead and end the turn there. Move on to Abelard. And what to do here? What to do here? I'll figure this out. If I charge, I cannot get up to there. If I move over to here, then I should be able to charge up to there. Yes, get some damage done on that Witch. Engage them in melee, so they're stuck with Abelard. That should be all well and good. But can I, from here, fire my Melta Ultima to finish this Cavalite off? Maybe. They might dodge, but it's worth a shot. And then we can go ahead and charge up against the Witch. So let's go for it. Finish them off so that Cassia is okay. Good stuff. That definitely did the job there. And let's go ahead and flip back to Epiphany and charge on up to here. God, I hope this works out nicely. Yep, let's go. Good stuff. Oh, if we just knocked them back a little bit further, they might have actually hit that wall and taken some more damage. But it's okay. Let's go ahead and pop Endure. And I guess we end Abelard's turn there and see what the AI gets up to. Let's go. Ooh, actually, hang on. What's this? Hit and run. I can use the ability after a melee attack. Gives me some movement. They won't provoke an attack of opportunity if I do move. Until the end of the turn, my first ranged attack against an attacked target applies Perplexed. Okay, so if I charge in, knock them back, and then use hit and run to pull back and shoot at them or something, I guess that's the combination implied there. But for now, let's end Abelard's turn and see what this Witch gets up to. Pushing up towards Argenta. Okay, fair enough. Clever move, because Argenta is going to be stuck in melee now. So Cassia is going to have to do something about that. I have some plans there. And what are you doing to this Chimera? Why are you getting it to move before its actual turn order, Beastmaster? I don't like that. This does not feel very good. Alright, Cassia, you're up. How do we do this? How do we do this? I could pull up to here, get decent cover, right? And I could try to burst. Try to burst, please. Up over here, 41% chance to hit, 16% chance we hit Argenta. That's not good. What if we move up to there instead? Burst up over here. Still a 41% chance to hit. A bit of a chance to hit this Cavalite Heavy back there. I guess I'll take it, right? So that'll be 2. Then I can use... Hang on. If I come up to here and use Overwhelming Stratagem over here, which I realize, by the way, all 3 of these have different icons, so I'm not sure what was going on in that upgrade screen, but whatever. Not a big deal. If I pop this down over here, we'll have an action point preserved because we're getting 3 allies. So let's go ahead and do that to kick things off. Right, there we go. Overwhelming Stratagem. Do I want to pop Grand Strategist? Well, let's see. What about my Crack Grenade over here? Will this finish you off? It will. Maybe it's time for a Crack Grenade just to free Argenta up. That's 2 action points. 1 for Grand Strategist and then 2 for Bring It Down. That sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and pop this up over here. Finish them off. Good stuff. Grand Strategist time. And now, bring it down on Argenta. Alright, Argenta. Time to shine, baby. It's time to shine. We got the Sylphs going after the Rogue Trader. So if I burst fire up over here, that's not a lot of damage. That's not a lot of damage at all. So where can we get a lot of damage? Down over here, perhaps? We can't see there. Nothing to see up over here. These guys are too far away. You're in cover. I guess I could hit you. Really should have moved first, eh? I could use shot on the run to get into a better position, I suppose. But could I get into a position to hit these guys? I'm not sure. All right, well, we're going to use shot on the run anyway. So let's go for it. And now I can actually get an idea of what I can hit, depending on where I move. I want to stay within the overwhelming stratagem, obviously. Maybe get up to there and fire down over here after all. Don't seem to have that many options within the area of this stratagem. Up over here, I could hit this Chimera, I suppose. You know what? That might be worth it. Hit the Chimera and perhaps the Beastmaster back here. Sure. Sure, let's get you up to there. Pop a single shot on you. 37% chance to hit. Maybe knock him back, hit the wall. Get some damage done that way. Sure, let's go for it. Hope for the best here. Come on. Nice. That was exactly what I was hoping for. That is beautiful stuff. All right. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Now, let's turn around with Control Burst and hope to cause some damage over here. 14%, 16%, or if I focus on you, 71, 84%. That's what I'm talking about. Let's try and finish this Chimera off. 8 bolts. That's got to do something, right? Let's go for it. Fire away. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. No damage down over here. That's fine. We eliminated the Chimera. That's excellent. I could pop Military Excellence. That would give me a few shots up here, and I would be able to finish this guy down here as well. We have 23 rounds, it looks like, for some reason, despite firing so many off already. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take it. Military Excellence time. Let's go. Let's go. The Righteous Fury on these will be fantastic. Let's start with Buddy down over here. 31% chance to hit. That's not great. Up over here, we can't see him. That's okay. Fire down over here. Let's try it. We're going to miss. That's fine. Just the one shot there, because I want to focus on these guys next. Better chance to hit these guys, but of course they're going to dodge. Another one. Let's go. Nice. Knocked him back. That even with Righteous Fury, we did basically no damage. Down over here. Got the Righteous Fury, but no knockback, no damage. All right. Another Righteous Fury. Fire up over here. Let's go. Sure, I'll take it. Whatever damage I can do. It's focus fire time. Let's go. Good stuff. Again, getting ready to burst fire down here as well, of course. Good stuff. One more. Just chipping away. Just chipping away. Sub 100 now. Another shot. Good stuff. And burst fire time. 82% chance to hit. If all 10 of them hit, I'll be very pleased. Do I want to try something else? Do I want to throw a grenade or something instead? No, that's not going to do nearly as much damage as burst fire. So, let's go for it. Come on. All right, you know what? All 10 of those hit. We did a lot of damage, but unfortunately, still not enough. Still not enough. I regret firing at this Silk and at the Beastmaster, but even if we'd done that, this guy would still have 14 HP, even if those had hit, so no use crying over spilt milk. Battle Fury. All the veterans' attacks gain an additional penetration bonus equal to half the current stacks of right tool for the job. I mean, we've stacked that up now. Right tool for the job, I'm sure, is somewhere in here. There we go, 4 stacks now. So only now would it actually be worth anything, I think. It'd be 2 extra pen, right? So maybe next turn we should keep this in mind. After that, all set until the end of this turn. Okay, fine, fair enough. So let's go ahead and pop Warhammer over here. Good stuff. And let's end Argenta's glorious not turn, because that was actually Cassia's turn, wasn't it? I believe so. I believe so. Argenta, you're done. Cassia, you are also done. Rogue Trader is up next. Geez, I almost wonder if Argenta... Maybe we'll leave it for her own turn to use that special ability. But the Rogue Trader, if you come up to, let's say, here... I don't know if that's a good idea. Don't know if that's a good idea. I'm tempted to toss a grenade. Like, if I do toss, let's say, a crack grenade, I could finish... No, I can't finish this guy off. What about a frag grenade? Minimal damage to both of these guys. Okay, what about from back over here? Plasma overcharge, area of effect. Doesn't do much at all. Extra damage. Doesn't do much at all. Alright. I think we're going to try and charge into to melee, I think. But first, bring it down on Argenta. Yeah, go for it. Burst fire up over here should do the trick. But we can't burst fire because we're low on ammo. That's okay. That's okay. Single shot up over here, soften him up a little bit. Maybe get Righteous Fury if we're lucky. Go for it. Okay, 4 damage. It's not exactly what I was hoping for, but I'll take it. End this turn. Rogue Trader. Alright. Let's get you into a better position. Maybe up over here. And let's try this AoE attack over here instead. Just to... because there's other people we have to worry about as well. It's not just those Sylphs, right? Question is, do I want to do this or do I want to do something else? Because I can roll up into melee and use our chainsword to slash instead. And that might be the better call, actually. Get these guys stuck in melee, though they look like melee specialists as well. This guy's got a ranged weapon. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. In comes the chainsword. Good stuff. Decent damage, actually. That's not too bad. I'm wondering if I want to get kill zone stratagem or something up over here. We have no line of sight, unfortunately. Should have probably pulled the trigger on that sooner, but hey, too late now. No use crying over spilt milk, as I like to say. Let's go ahead and call it there, I suppose. Ooh, blitz stratagem. Can I... can't see up here. Dang. Because that would have actually been kind of handy here, closing the gap. But you know what? It is what it is. Let's end the Rogue Trader's turn. In come the Sylph now, unfortunately. This could be really painful. Oh boy. That double tap caused some damage, and Cassia failed her toughness check as well, giving her this toxin, but otherwise we're okay. The damage done there was like nothing. What am I worried about with these guys? Why am I even remotely concerned? I don't... Okay. Argenta, let's go ahead and reload. Little unfortunate, because I don't think we'll have enough action points. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and use Second Wind. It doesn't cost any action points, and it gives us an extra one with which we can burst fire. We won't be able to use Battle Fury, but at least we can get a burst off on this guy. They've both moved now, so maybe I shouldn't prioritize this guy as much. Maybe I should prioritize this guy to soften him up for, you know, Pascal or Abelard to finish off, maybe. Sure. Sure. Pop Second Wind. We don't do that so often anymore, but this time I think it'll be worth it. Go ahead and burst fire up over here. 79% chance to hit with 10 rounds. Maybe Righteous Fury on all 10 of them would be helpful. Either way, go for it. Fire away. Yo, what? What? Why did it cause so much more damage than usual? What was that about? I mean, I'm not going to complain, but holy, was it because of right tool for the job? Oh yeah, when a veteran gains maximum stack bonuses, all their subsequent attacks deal veterans weapon skill divided by 2 damage with ranged weapons, and ballistic skill divided by 2 with melee weapons. So, wow, that was a lot. Wow, that was beautiful. I am so glad that just by pure accident, I targeted the right target there, because if I wasted those rounds on this Sylph, I would have been so upset at myself. That worked out beautifully. All right, we're good now. We're good. Argenta, your turn is done. It's Heinrich's turn. Heinrich, let's go ahead and get you doing what? Let's get you picking a fight with this guy? Nah, Abelard can finish him off perhaps. Let's go ahead and roll on down to here. Then we'll charge up this way, knock this Beastmaster back into that guy, hopefully kill both of them, and then maybe turn around and hit this Chimera with the Inferno Pistol or Shotgun or something. I think that'll do the trick. I could also use Disposal to trigger the attack from the Rogue Trader. That might not be a terrible idea either, actually. We rarely get to use it. And then I'd be able to charge perhaps into the Chimera directly. If I go back over there, I can charge the Chimera. All right, you know what? Here, let's go ahead and use where we stand Disposal on... Oh, I can't see you. Okay. If I come up to here, I surely can't see you either. Can I still charge from there? Yes, I can. And what about Disposal up here? No can do. All right, from here, can I charge down to this Chimera? Nope. All right, it's got to be like this, doesn't it? What about from there? Too close, I think? Yeah, too close. That's going to be too far. Why has it got to be like this? All right, fair enough. Stick to the original plan. Let's move down to here. Let's go ahead and charge up to here. Let's go. Good stuff. I was really hoping we'd get both of them, but no such luck. That's fine. I can go ahead and pop the Inferno Blast up over here. Not going to finish him off. Inferno Blast down here. Does a touch of damage. What if we switch to our combat shotgun? That'll finish this guy off, and it'll cause a fair bit of damage down here. You know what? Let's go with a fair bit of damage down over here. Yeah, go for it. Because what I'm going to do, wow, is get Righteous Fury there, apparently, and then turn around with Assail and hit this guy. Try not to hit the Rogue Trader as well. Oh, come on. Are you for real? We're going to Assail the Rogue Trader too? It's not worth it, I don't think. It's not worth it. So let's hit the Chimera. Good stuff. Knocked him over. I could pop Daring Breach over here. Finish both of these guys off, right? Not a terrible idea. Only the Beastmaster and that one other left. Sure. Pop this. Let's go. Let's get to it. Let's go ahead and pop the combat shotgun up over here. Down you go in multiple pieces. And down over here as well. Let's go. Oh, need another shot, it seems. Do we have one in us? Yes, we do. Go ahead. Burn it alive. 0 damage, are you for real? Come on, that would have been so cool if I'd gone in and sliced at him or something. Fair enough, it is what it is. Let's actually creep up this way, because I want to close the gap to these guys next, right? That's Heinrich's turn done. This witch is going to roll up. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. And this Cavalite Specialist back over here as well. Okay, so there's a few of them left. They don't scare me, though. We're fine. We're fine. This Chimera is staying down. Pascal is up. Let's move you up to here. Is this the one that was hit with an extermination mark? You know what? I think it actually is. My goodness, it actually is. Can we please secure the hit here? 73% chance to hit. I doubt this will land, but I'd be a fool not to try it. Let's go with the overcharge, right? Just for the extra damage and hope for the best. Come on, buddy, please. Come on. Nice. Nice. When we needed to land the hit, we landed the hit. Beautiful stuff. Pascal, extermination mark on the specialist. Can't see him. All right, fair enough. The Beastmaster, can't see anybody. You know what? End the turn there. We're good. Abelard, let's pull you, well, down to here, perhaps. Where's your Melta Ultima? Should be able to hit down here. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Go for it. Soften both of these guys up. In we go. Good damage there. That dodge is really unfortunate, but hey, it's okay. Pop Endure. And I could, if I wanted to, move up and charge in. Take care of that Beastmaster. You know, let's go for it. How close can we get? Close enough? Oh, that might be close enough. Charge. Ah, come on. Why you gotta do me like that, game? We have a better angle up there? No. Alright, well, it was a fun thought. It was a fun plan. That's okay. End the turn there. This Beastmaster is going to roll up towards Heinrichs, it looks like. Oh, is he going to raise the Chimera or heal him? No. No such opportunity. Popping shots down over here. We're okay. Cassia, what to do with you? What to do with you? Let's go ahead and we roll up to here and lidless stare over here just to get rid of the Chimera. I actually can't see them. What about from down over here? There we go. So that should do the trick there. Then from here, can we get, bring it down on Heinrichs? Yes, we most certainly can. Oh, we actually can't. We'll use a voice of command then, fair enough. Lidless stare first, up over here, make sure to only hit the Chimera. Yep, good stuff. That should finish it off. Down it goes. Beautiful, my goodness, it exploded, and I was really worried there for a second that we summoned something from the warp. But no, we just split this thing in half, and I guess its soul disappeared or something. I don't know what that was, but it was wild. Let's pop voice of command on Heinrichs. Let's go. Let's bring it down on Heinrichs as well. And then Heinrichs can come in with his Inferno Pistol. Inferno Blast, I should say. Or perhaps his Combat Shotgun. That might get us a better hit. Oh, we're just too far away, eh? Assail takes 2 action points as well. Why Assail when I can Combat Shotgun? Sure, let's go for it. Down he goes. In pieces. That's your turn done. Cassia, that's your turn done. Rogue Trader is up next. Suppose I could get you up to here. Use Bring It Down on Heinrichs. Pop a shot with Assail. And then come in with some shots from the Rogue Trader. Yeah, we can't reach you. Ooh, hang on. No, I'm not going to believe that. That's a lie. I'm not going to buy that. Go in with the Assail. Knock him on the floor. Nope. Got nothing. Cool. I love wasting action points. Go ahead and fire over here. Gonna dodge. That's okay. Closer to Abelard, I suppose. let's, you know what? Damn it, I should have used voice of command. No, they were hidden back there. Abelard couldn't have done anything, so that's a Rogue Trader's turn done. Argenta, you're up next. What do we have? The Witch and the Cavalite Specialist. So Argenta, if I get you up to there, you know what? Let's go ahead and pop shot on the run. We need a better angle. Maybe up there. Yes, line of sight is available. Go ahead and fire down over here. 46% chance to hit. But hopefully the follow-up burst will do more work. Or it will not. Let's see. Come on. Yes. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. That is Argenta's turn done. Heinrichs. Let's finish the job here, shall we? I creep up to there, and I go in with a combat shotgun. Not going to kill him. Let's flip to our melee equipment, charge in, and maybe follow up with a shotgun blast, right? Or get blocked by debris or some nonsense like that. I don't understand why the game does that. I don't get it. Am I reading it wrong? Am I seeing it wrong? It says I can hit them. It shows their health bar dropping and everything, but doesn't actually do anything. It's fine. Gonna dodge that. That's okay. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Which is gonna do something now. Oh, good. Close the gap to Abelard. That works out for me. And then pull right back. That's unfortunate. This guy's dead, so it's just the Witch that's left now, eh? Move you up to here, perhaps? We can't do anything, unfortunately. I don't want to waste a grenade over here. So, sure. Come up to there and end your turn. Pascal done. Abelard, let's finish things off, shall we? I creep you over to here and go charging in. Clean line. Should be able to do this. Hopefully knock him into that pillar and cause some extra damage that way. Let's go. Beautiful. Cause some damage at least. And from this point-blank range now, burst fire and hopefully finish the switch off. Let's go. Nice. Come on. Come on. You got this. Yes. Beautiful. Now what? Now what? We loot these bodies. See what they have. Mourn the loss of so many good souls. I call this as cargo. These silts up here. Cavalite heavy. There's the aristocrat up there I need to speak to. Dark Lance. Splinter rifle. I'm glad they didn't use the Dark Lance. I mean, that would have caused me a lot of trouble. Pack it all as cargo. Let's go. What do you have to say? What's going on over here?
Father, stop. Too fast.
Not sure what's going on there, but alright, fair enough. I could investigate my my throne there, but I want to take a look at everything else over here first real quick. Back as cargo. Is there anybody else to speak to? Look at these piles of bodies, man. It's such a nightmare. Such a nightmare. I've already spoken to you. Can I loot this, please? Mouse is not cooperating. Come on, there we go. Go ahead and pack that as cargo. Go ahead and take a look at these bodies, too. The hitboxes are a little funky at times, aren't they? Pack as cargo, let's go. And pack as cargo. Yep. Didn't recognize that for a second. Cool. Let's take a look at these bodies and we'll investigate our throne. See what's going on over here. See if we can't figure out what happened. Look at that. Look at this desecration. Look at it all clawed up and everything. Must have been the chimeras, I suppose, but moment of truth, I guess. Ceremonial throne of the head of the von Valancius dynasty. That's all you have for me. There could still be surviving so there might be more. Okay. Very well. Let's perhaps step back out. Let's take a look at the map real quick. Okay, we could step back out and not go from the upstairs. Maybe that was our not mistake, but maybe that's what's left to do is check out what's going on down there.
A new challenge for me.
Let's go. Athletics check.
Easily done.
Nice and easy. Good stuff. Make our way down here. See what else awaits us. Doesn't seem to be anything, actually. Nope, there's nothing down there. Is there anything down here? Nothing down here. Okay, fair enough. So what am I missing here? This door does not open. Take a look at the map here. Nothing. Okay. Do we head back out? We head back up? Did I miss someone up there? Alright, let's try jumping across again. I must be missing something. Something obvious. This isn't a door either. Very well, that's not a door either right now. Up over here? Ah! Of course. Our own office. Wow. In pieces. Mutilated. Cursed Xenos. Die! Die! I don't think I trust him. I don't think I trust what I just saw there. Achilles Scalander here. Covered in Drukhari blood and his own, Achilles Scalander looks around with a haunted expression on his face. He finally manages to focus his gaze on you and lets out a barely audible gasp.
God, Emperor, preserve me. Could it be? Is it truly you, your lordship?
He is struck by an excruciating coughing fit, his hand grasping for his respirator on its golden chain, but it's missing.
Ha! So that's what distracted the Xenos. Your appearance at the palace. I was only able to break free from their clutches because that void-damned Drukhari suddenly dropped what they were doing and ran off.
Achilles' amber eyes glitter viciously as he nods at the corpses at his feet. It was a mistake on their part to turn their backs to me. Heinrichs impassively observes Achilles' torment. Then his lip curls as he shakes his head. Poor Scalander. How could you fail to notice the impending danger? Perhaps I was wrong to have had such high hopes for you. Achilles glances at Heinrichs, his expression pained.
I failed you, Master Van Callous.
By the yawn of the darkest abyss, Achilles, why did my expert on Xenos fail to prevent the Drukhari assault?
I focused all my attention on investigating the attacks across your trade empire. I suspected that there was something bigger behind the Xenos attacks, but an assault on the rogue trader's capital? Foolhardy, even for Drukhari. I'd never have thought.
He closes his eyes, grimacing with guilt. But what happened here? When the report came from orbit about the Xenos attack, I was in the administratum halls, resolving the matter of your succession. I rushed to my shuttle and prayed to the God Emperor that I would reach the palace before they struck. But before I could get rid of all the picts and documents I had gathered, the palace was besieged. I had to take a risk and burn it all. The Xenos surrounded me when I was setting fire to the last remaining orders. They decided to have fun with me. Achilles closes his eyes shut. Holy Emperor, deliver me from the memories. They tortured you. Why?
Why?
Achilles lets out a slight chuckle.
Such is the nature of the enemies of humanity, your lordship. They have a taste for our pain.
What did you tell them? Achilles looks you in the eye, his gaze unexpectedly clear. Nothing.
But they didn't ask me anything. They didn't look for anything. They didn't so much as poke around the place. Strange.
It is the Drukhari's favorite pastime to torture people for amusement. I doubt they had any inkling you were an agent of the Inquisition. Were you able to glean anything from your attackers? His burnt lip twists into a bitter smile.
Oddly enough, I was, your lordship. The Drukhari had no idea that a mere Adeptus Administratum secretary could understand their alien speech. While they were deliberating over how they were going to kill me, they mentioned that other Mon-K had been helping them all this time. Renegades or pirates or something of the sort. It will take time to identify these traitors to humanity, but I give you my word that they will pay for what happened on Dargonus. I'm going to take a look at the wounds here. Use Argenta's keen eye to see what's happened. Success. Achilles' body is covered in an unthinkable number of cuts and injuries. The Drukhari put great effort into filling his every moment with searing pain. However, none of his wounds are life-threatening, so I guess he wasn't a scumbag, for lack of a better word. Or maybe he was, and ultimately it turns out that, hey, this is why they're the enemies of humanity. You can't trust them, and, he got the short end of the stick, so to speak. Heinrichs, help him. Use your abilities. You feel a gust of cold that brings shivers to your skin. A moment passes, and Achilles takes another breath, this one much deeper and steadier. The smaller cuts close almost completely, but the deeper wounds continue to bleed. You shouldn't have, Master Van Callous. Your powers are wasted on me. I'll contact Clementia over the Vox. Achilles is wounded. Get healers in here immediately. Gritting his teeth, Achilles bows and withdraws to the gatehouse in front of the palace. Very well. Perhaps I should not have doubted him. But what do we have here? Who do we have here, in fact? Oh, Clementia. Couldn't recognize her. I've only seen her so often. Your lordship, thanks to your breakthrough, we were able to clear out the estate. Right now, with the aid of your ship's auspexes from orbit, the surface troops are sweeping the streets of the Hive. Squads have been sent deeper into the city. Several units have been assigned. My apologies. Of course, you will learn of all this from the reports. Your appearance on Dargonus is a boon from the God Emperor, who has brought us salvation. On behalf of all of Dargonus and House Warsarian, I thank you for delivering us from our foes. I'm not hearing enough awe and servility in your voice, Clementia. Is this how you show your gratitude to your savior? Try one more time. That is such a... I'm not that smarmy. I was doing my duty, nothing more. That's more fitting of my character. Stop wasting time talking and attend to your duties. No. We're not that harsh either, right? After such a debacle in our defenses, Clementia, you and the other mediocrities who supposedly look after my capital world can expect a thorough purge in the near future. No, I'm not that far gone either. I was doing my duty, nothing more. Funny options, but we were merely doing our duty. This is my home too, my capital. And by your will, you have preserved countless lives, your lordship. Dargonus owes you a debt that can never be repaid. We will continue the cleanup of the estate and the neighboring territories. We must deal with the rubble, the corpses, and any other after effects of the fighting. The surviving forces will be enough to repel any sporadic enemy attacks if any are launched. According to the latest reports, the Xenos are pulling out en masse. If other matters require your attention, I won't detain you any longer. Please allow us to ensure that Dargonus is returned to its former glory. Very well, Clementia. There could still be... Oh no, we're done this. It's time to return to the ship, I suppose. But first, let me investigate my office here. What's happened here? The control panel is broken. The machine spirit has left this machine forever. It's depressing. What's going on over here? The bodies of the courtiers tortured by the Xenos are covered with wounds, cuts, and open fractures. My gorgeous desk, broken furniture, tattered fabric, bloodstains. Someone in this room put up a desperate defense against the Xenos. Well, that's good. I'm glad Achilles turned out to not be a terrible individual. Do we need to go out there? What's this? What is this? Broken furniture. Okay, that's fair enough. Got a door over here leading to... Ooh, hello. What's that? I think this bears further investigation before we leave. Just quite yet. Oh, my bedroom. Nothing in this semi-darkness stands out from the route around you. Okay, very well. Not sure what in particular that was for, but... it exists. Let's head out this door. Oh, there's this Beastmaster over here. Don't mind if I do. My enemies will fund my empire. Nothing out over here, apart from some very beautiful art. Alright, let's make our way to the ship, I suppose. And we have leveled up, but obviously not going to do that in the middle of a session. But yes, let's make our way out.
The Inquisition taught me many things.
Okay, I heard the Inquisition, I'm like, what, they're here? But no, it's just Heinrich's gloating about his past, I suppose. To the outside, let's go. Over to our ship. Yep, let's go. I guess those turrets didn't come in handy after all, but maybe they would have helped us in the battle that happened out over here. I'm quite curious now. I'm very curious, actually, to know what use those turrets have, if any. Or maybe they're for a different situation, you know? The world is alive. Everything isn't relevant at all times, right? But, moving on now. Jeez, what a massacre. What beautiful level design. Just great atmosphere and everything. Good music as well for all these battles. Just beautiful stuff all around. There's Achilles. Can I speak to these? Yeah, maybe? Do not worry about me, your lordship. Dargonus above all else. Alright. Back to our ship then. I believe our work here is done. The Voxmaster is ready to report the results of the defense of Dargonus. Let's hear it. Take everything we've left behind, of course. Bloodthirster over here. Haven't seen that before, I don't think. 15 to 20 damage. Regular sword in terms of the parry and reduction to enemy weapon skill when hit, so that's all well and good. And another Dark Lance, of course, from the other Sylph, I assume. But let's go ahead and pack it all as cargo. Like I said, our enemies will fund our empire. Let's go ahead and see what the reports here actually contain, if there's any surprising information. Welcome back, Lord Captain. During your absence, we assisted the ground forces by coordinating their movements from orbit. Detailed casualty and damage reports have been submitted for your perusal. It is with deepest awe that I inform you that the timely intervention and the resilience of the world's defenders managed to break the back of the raid, which had threatened to turn into a protracted war. Dargonus suffered losses, but the Hive has sufficient capacity to restore the administrative networks and industries as expeditiously as possible. The world remains intact despite the insidious blow dealt by the Xenos. I have been given Scalander's reports that he failed to deliver in time. They indicate that Xenos activity dropped sharply after you departed for Chineris Maleficum. Considering the scale of the Dargonus raid, it is safe to assume the Drukhari used up all the forces at their disposal and may now require some time to replenish the losses. Without Achilles, we are blind to the scheming of these enemies of humanity, but our strategists are still hoping for a lull in attacks and raids, which will allow us to gather our strength for a new conflict. A new conflict, you say? Blades in the Void has been completed. In addition, Governor Drivestem has sent a private message to your lordship. I humbly asked the rogue trader for an audience so I may deliver it. From whom? Is that still the same guy? I suppose. More Dark Eldar ships? No, I think that's just a visual bug, I suppose. Take a look at our journal really quickly. Got to talk to the Voxmaster. Very well. Over to our bridge then. Let's seek them out and have this conversation. Let's see what they have to say. Curious what this private message is. There is surely something lurking in the shadows. Here we go. Lord Captain, permission to report, the Voxmaster says, looking at you deferentially. The wise Lex mechanics have analyzed the state of the trade empire. They believe that, thanks to your decisive actions, the acute phase of the crisis has passed. The domain of the von Valancius dynasty is no longer facing dissolution and ruin. What's more, bringing Footfall to heel has strengthened your position as a rogue trader. Lady Theodora would have been glad to have such an important trade hub come under her sphere of influence. Your exploratory ventures have broadened the borders of known space. In the future, you will be able to spread your territory to these new star systems without having to worry about competition. The Lex mechanics also note that your successes in establishing and developing colonies serve as a promising foundation for further expansion. In honor of such a resounding triumph, Dargonus, as the capital world of your dynasty's domain, is currently making preparations for the Magnae Assessio, a grand ceremony of your public induction as the heir of the Honorable Theodora von Valancius. What is this ceremony? I swear an oath and I shake a lot of sweaty hands, or no. I enjoy a bit of pomp and ceremony. I'm a military man, formerly at least. Why would I need some ceremony? It is an ancient tradition of the von Valancius dynasty. When the heir accedes to rogue trader status, they take a sacred oath of fealty to the Emperor and announce themselves as his steward on the dynasty's vassal worlds. It is an act of faith that is meant to remind the rogue trader of their mission. In the eyes of your subjects, you already are a rogue trader. It is now time to become one in the eyes of the Emperor. Well, what is this ceremony? I swear an oath and I shake a lot of sweaty hands? Guess we gotta say it. The grill of the Vox built into Vigdis's face lets out a short rattle that indicates a chuckle. That much is certain. But that's not all there is to it. There will also be a reception, as well as other noble guests. The distinguished rogue trader Caligos Winterscale and Incendia Corda will be in attendance. It will be a great honor for Dargonus to host 3 illustrious dynasties at once. Your servants wish to know your opinion on 3 matters related to the ceremony arrangements. The first of which is, what festive activities are to take place in the capital on this glorious day? Must I decide how to entertain my subjects now too? I'm okay with doing that. Do the rogue traders from the other dynasties flock to Theodora Magnae's Assessio as well? Yeah, I'm curious actually. Archival records indicate that they did. Lady Theodora's Magnae Assessio was attended by the esteemed Caligos Winterscale and Aspis Corda, Incendia's predecessor. It is an informal tradition. By witnessing the ceremony, the heads of the other dynasties confirmed that they recognize the new rogue trader as their equal, that they are willing to respect the new rogue trader's privileges and not encroach upon their holdings. No more than usual, at least. Very well. We could let the poor be fed and fuel cells handed out to those in need. My reign shall begin with an act of benevolence. I like that. Execute every known embezzler, scoundrel, and con man. I will begin my reign by purging the realm of vermin. I wish to hear prayers and witness the people's faith. Or what does the rabble like to see? Give out enough amasec for everyone and hold fights between tougher serfs? Jeez. Let them decide themselves both on this matter and the rest. No. Let the poor be fed and fuel cells handed out to those in need. You know what? That doesn't really align with my character's background now, does it? Remember, way back when, right at the beginning of this series, one of our first decisions we made was to protect the upper strata, right? Rather than defend the whole planet in its entirety. We found priority targets. But have my opinions changed over the course of this playthrough so far? Do I feel differently? Having worked now with so many guardsmen, some more capable than others, having seen the struggles on footfall, etc., have I changed? You know what? Yes, I'll say I have. Every good story has some decent character development. We've seen a lot of struggle and strife that we haven't seen before, at a scale we haven't seen before, I would say, of a different sort. Not the military sort, but of the people. Let the poor be fed and fuel cells handed out to those in need. My reign shall begin with an act of benevolence. Your subjects will appreciate your generosity, Lord Captain. We are never short of people in need. The second matter on your servant's mind is, which two of your closest companions will be given the honor of standing by your side during the ceremony? Oh my goodness. Oh, this is rough. I will stand alone. This could cause some friction, but I think Abelard as my seneschal and Sister Argenta. She is not just a very capable warrior who we owe a lot to throughout the entire run so far, but she's also a symbol of the Emperor's might. So I think Abelard first, as our seneschal, deserves this place. The servants of House von Valancius will see in this continuity of the dynasty's glorious traditions. And who will be your second companion? Sister Argenta will be at my side. All whose hearts burn with the fire of faith will appreciate this gesture. My thoughts exactly. I will see to it that your instructions are delivered to Dargonus. The Master of Ceremonies at the palace will report to you when the capital is ready to praise your name. Very well. Are we actually waiting? Talk to the Master of Ceremonies in the throne room. So I guess they're ready. A grand ceremony is about to take place on Dargonus in the Mundus Valancius system. Overseeing the preparations is the Master of Ceremonies, who is waiting in the palace. Well, let's make our way down then. Over to the map and over to Dargonus. Or actually, hang on. I guess I need to speak with our buddy about other matters, don't we? I suppose it can wait. Let's celebrate first. Down we go to Dargonus, and let's see these celebrations. I want to see if something goes down. Over we go with our usual party. And there's the when in doubt save reminder. Tip, I suppose we could call it. But I think we should be fine. Straight to the palace. Straight to the Master of Ceremonies. Hopefully all the rubble's been cleared up. I'm curious actually if everything's been repaired. Like how much time has passed, you know? Long live the rogue trader. It's me alone actually. My party is not with me. Very well, let's make our way over. Didn't mean to do that, sorry. I guess we're running. Fair enough. Lots of tech priests, guards, clerks. Everything seems to be in order. Keep moving, straight to the palace. No reason to dally, I don't think. You know, our allies are in the area, but the palace we go. Everything has, in fact, been repaired, which is great to see. Lots of glory to the great rogue traders. Long live the rogue trader. Lots of aristocrats here as well. I assume it's time for the ceremony, actually. Looks like everything's ready to go. My office is up here. I assume we'll find them here. Or am I mistaken? Nice to see everything back in order. Not in my bedroom, I hope. Head back out. Towards the throne, then. The other spot that makes sense, I suppose, to have this conversation. I was expecting something private, but I was mistaken. Over we go to the Master of Ceremonies. Alright, let us speak. The servant in fine clothes offers you a deep bow. Your lordship, it is a great honor to serve you in an undertaking as monumental and glorious as the Magna Accessio ceremony. Is everything ready? The palace decorations are prepared and we are ready to begin at your command. The festive activities in the capital have likewise been arranged, and the guests of honor either have arrived on the planet or are awaiting invitation in near orbit. The servants are already in your chambers to see to it that you are impeccably garbed for the occasion. Then let us begin. May the Emperor be with us this day. Rejoice, von Valancia's subjects! In honor of his ascension, the new rogue trader generously shows you his favor. This, I assume, is because we're offering everybody bread. Oh, look at this. Fireworks, guards at attention. The crowd below is roiling, their electrified exaltation filling the air of Dargonis. Thousands of throats chant your name. You are at the apex of this world and all others. Amplified by 100 voxes, the voice of the Master of Ceremonies booms. Rejoice, subjects of Dargonis! You have been granted the felicity of witnessing your master. A great honor bestowed upon us by Rogue Trader von Valancius. Gracious savior of Dargonis and vanquisher of blaspheming inhumans, may their unholy kind perish in the flames of righteousness. Cleanser of Janus, who with one hand brought death upon the blaspheming Xenos, and with the other exterminated the despicable worshippers of the archenemy. Gracious protector of footfall, patron of trade. A hush falls over the crowd, who gaze upon you in adoration. Many of them bear terrible scars from the recent battle of Dargonis. Like children, they await the word of their almighty father. Beautiful introduction, regaling all that I have done so far in this playthrough. Praise the Emperor, faithful souls. The darkness around us may be fierce, but the blaze in our hearts is fiercer still. Evil will burn. I like that. Fear not the coming day. Henceforth you are all my charges. A little self-centered. Serve faithfully and I will lead you to prosperity. The Coronis Expanse will enrich us all. A little too money-minded, I think that. A little too materialistic. Or am I expected to say something to them? I won't talk to rabble, take it away. I love that that's an option, but that's not me. No. Praise the Emperor, faithful souls. The darkness around us may be fierce, but the blaze in our hearts is fiercer still. Evil will burn. The crowd erupts in frenzied cries. Hundreds of people pull out knives and with ardent, jubilant howls carve crude, bleeding Aquillas on their faces, sharing in the martyrdom of the protector of humankind, the God Emperor. The Master of Ceremonies bows to you with great reverence. Let the oath of the von Valancius dynasty be taken. Please repeat after me, your lordship. I, Rogue Trader, by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. Your lips repeat the words of the ancient oath. Unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns, through pain to greatness. You hear a rumble. It is the roar of the sea of your subjects. With jubilation and devout fear, they welcome your ascension. It is done. I suppose it is truly done. Okay. Oh, hello. Is this stuff that I've picked up from my adventures? The exotic statue, which formerly pleased the eyes of Xenos, now adorns the palace of this dynasty of glorious explorers of the Coronis Expanse. What are these? I don't remember these from earlier. The noble features of this guardian of humanity burn with righteous fury and stern resolve. I'm not sure what these are. Oh, look at this. This is a massive celebration. My goodness. What do we have here? Scattered haphazardly around the tables are bottles of expensive Amasec, plates of Provisia Nobilis, and hookahs of Obscura. Alright, getting a little risky there, aren't we? A fragment of an Eldari pillar, a trophy to the Rogue Trader, and a never-before-seen oddity to most Imperial citizens. Very well, very well. We got a Cavalite in there. Aristocats. I always say Aristocats. The aristocrats are enjoying the show here. We got a mutant Psyker, Alpha Lacerax, all the things we've fought, all the things we've conquered. Professor, some more aristocrats. Got a governor here. Do we have anything of value to say? Oh, perhaps. Governor Urban Drivestem stands surrounded by highborn guests like a planet orbited by many moons. All of his charm is directed at a man in resplendent power armor adorned with the sigil of the Inquisition. But as soon as you approach, Drivestem is the first to give you an elegant bow, getting ahead of the rest in the expression of loyalty. This is a great day, your lordship. I welcome you to my palace, honored guests. You are buffeted by a salvo of congratulations and compliments. What were we discussing just now? Or my greetings to the member of the Holy Inquisition. Yes, let's nod to the Inquisitor and engage with them directly, our most illustrious guest. Xavier Calcazar. He responds with a dignified bow, his proud face calm and unfaltering. And my greetings to you, esteemed rogue trader von Valancius. May shadows never darken the light of the Astronomicon that guides you. The Inquisitor's companion, a crimson-robed member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, bows to you. From behind the brass mask mounted with dozens of augmetics comes a metallic rasp. Glory to the von Valancius heir. Let's study the Inquisitor and his companion. Use Argenta's help over here. Success. The Lord Inquisitor's relaxed expression radiates an odd sense of menace. He is akin to a predator on the prowl, intent to hide in the brush of fake smiles and elegant conversation. Until now. Among the many augmentations, what stands out is the horribly melted, deformed cogitator connected to the tech priest's head. How it is working is baffling. What is twice as baffling is that the tech priest hasn't replaced it yet. What unpredictable influence can this ruined implant have on his mind? Oh, do we have to worry about the local, Lord Inquisitor and his companion here? An unexpected visit. I wasn't told. I, however, have been told all about you. The Inquisitor's face is impenetrable, but behind this mask you detect a hint of mockery. We have not been introduced. An oversight, to be sure. My name is Javier Calcazar, and I have the honor of serving as a member of the illustrious Ordo Xenos, the head of the Coronis Expanse Conclave and the Lord Inquisitor of this region. It is my unending task to ensure this sector's readiness to meet external threats and resist internal corruption. And who is this member of the Honorable Brotherhood of the Adeptus Mechanicus? This is Brass Whisper, which, naturally, is not his real name. The esteemed Magos is a member of my retinue. There are times when I am forced by my duty to the Emperor to deal with xenotechnology, and Brass Whisper ensures my safety in such moments. Works that I have been desecrated by Xenos are dangerous. They warrant, his whispering cuts off, replaced by heavy, ragged breathing. It seems that the tech priest's quiet voice is not an extravagant quirk, but rather a consequence of some injury. After catching his breath, Brass Whisper continues. Warrant due caution? Very well. Enjoy the party. This evening will certainly be illuminating. We can leave them be. I'm not the type to mingle. Look at this glorious tank that everyone's just looking at. What is next? Enjoy the reception. Talk to the strange servitor. Talk to the rogue traders Winterscale and Corda. Very well. In the throne room? Must we be in the throne room? Do this Lore Imperium check, I suppose. The Venerable Lehman Russ is known as the Scipian Punisher, and it has served the von Valancius dynasty for 2 centuries. It was hit in the battle with the Xenos that inhabited Scipia II. Everyone's chattering as push this off, but it heroically destroyed 63 enemy vehicles and brought victory to its comrades, securing its status as a relic blessed by the Emperor. Very well. Much more fun to read than all these long live the rogue traders. Alright, back to our throne room, I suppose, to meet these other guests. Shouldn't have been so quick to head out to the courtyard, I suppose. Let's take a look over here. Up top. Can I go through here? I cannot, it seems. I'm curious what's down there, actually. But I suppose I should be more enthralled with what's up over here. Who are we looking for? Who are we looking for? Well, let's use the map. That might be of some assistance. Nope, that's just my allies. Oh, we got some named characters here. Next to Heinrichs. Bunch of aristocrats. Hieronymus, Janus Noble. Oh, there's Caligos Winterscale. Let's go ahead and deal with him first, shall we? Rogue Trader, there you are. Whoa, Caligos Winterscale's a lady. Did I know this already? Should I have known this already? I didn't... Well then. Rogue Trader, there you are. Welcome to the circle where each member is as powerful, ambitious, greedy, and vain as the last. That is to say, the noble Rogue Traders. Incendia Corda is watching him with... Okay, this portrait is wrong. That's what I was like. I'm pretty sure Winterscale is a guy. I guess it's the portrait's just wrong. Fair enough. Incendia Corda is watching him with barely suppressed contempt. Yes, you have found yourself suitable company, Caligos. At the very least, now you can enjoy idle diversions, boast about your power, and indulge in sinful pastimes with one who is your equal rather than a member of the lower classes. Any guests who dislike my vapid entertainments and sinful fun are free to leave Dargonis at any time. Is she always so abrasive? No. Welcome to Dargonis, friends. I'm gonna, I gotta put on the face, right? Welcome to Dargonis, friends. Friends, eh? Would you look at that, Incendia? Now you have a whole friend. Winterscale gives you a carefree wink, but his posture exudes a challenge. Corda says haughtily, I will think twice before calling an individual of questionable purity my friend. Excuse me? Incendia, you seem to find me objectionable. Did you expect any different? I watched for years as outlaws thrived on footfall, and then, at long last, I had a chance to put an end to it. To seize that thug Vladame by the throat, to force footfall to atone and put the fear of him back into the masses. But you interfered and destroyed my plan for the sake of banal profit. Theodora taught you only too well, it seems. She too was far less concerned with her duty to the Coronis than her own personal interests. But you can be sure that I will not cease cleansing the furibundus system of the pirate scourge. And if your trade prospects are damaged in the process, you will have only yourself to blame. The priest holds up his hands in a placating gesture. None are without sin, noble Incendia. What point is there in targeting someone for their sins when true purity can never be found? I'm very curious here. I'm being painted as a villain when all I did was rescue the people of Footfall. You threatened to starve Footfall. I brought them salvation. So which one of us serves the Emperor, and which their own unhealthy ambitions? Incendia rolls her eyes. Please. I will believe it no sooner than hearing word that half the population of that den of heresy has been sent into the void's embrace. I have faith that the blessed rogue trader is perceptive enough to see the appalling nature of the residents of that depraved place. Very well. I hope the taste of fine wine will wash the bitterness of defeat from your tongue, Incendia. I was polite. She was not. Time for me to turn it up a notch as well. Corda's face twists in a haughty grimace. I am not inclined to intoxicants of any sort, and nothing will wash away the memory of how you interfered in my plans. I promise you that. Enjoy the evening. I must be going. Oh, believe me, I intend to enjoy myself to the full, to justify so long a voyage, if nothing else. Keep the faith, rogue trader. The Emperor protects. Very abrasive conversation, that one. Fair enough. Who else must I speak to? Spoke to the rogue traders. Talked to the strange servitor. If I could find him quickly enough. But the conversation with these two has worn me down a fair bit, truth be told, and I might just ask the Master of Ceremonies to bring an end to this charade. Because let's be real, this is not a familiar space for me to exist in. I am not so comfortable surrounded by such, I hesitate to call them nobility. I enjoy pomp and ceremony, but of a military sort. This is a bit too rich for my blood, I think. Let's bring an end to this. I hope your lordship is pleased and not yet tired. If you wish to revive yourself a little, I would suggest proceeding to the courtyard, if I may be so bold. Many guests have chosen to move into the fresh air and will be happy to offer you their congratulations. I am weary and wish to return to my chambers. Please allow me to escort you, your lordship. Your chambers are ready, your lordship. Oh, you seem to have a guest. Quiet. Time to sleep. We need to talk. In private. The same man you saw among your guests, the one dressed in the garb of a member of the Inquisition, is waiting for you in your chambers with the look of someone who is supposed to be there. He casts a cold, assessing gaze over you from top to bottom. No one save Theodora has ever allowed themselves the liberty of looking at you in such a way. We have matters to discuss, Rogue Trader von Valancius. First of all, will my servant live? Probably, he shrugs. Unless he suffered from hidden ailments, he will soon come to without any major damage to his health. Either way, oblivion is a far safer option for him than the dangerous privilege of being a witness to this conversation. Heinrichs, I thought we were friends. But friends don't break into each other's chambers in the middle of the night with weapons, do they? No, that is not like me. I've always been of service to the Inquisition and its agents. I can aim my weapon at the intruder? If something looks like an assassination and smells like an assassination, perhaps I ought to start treating it like one. Wow, that is an interesting plot thread for a different run. But this loyalist rogue trader will instead say, if the Inquisition wishes to have a word with me, I am glad to be at its service. Oh, that's so curious, though. A commendable openness to cooperation. It will be taken into account. The Inquisitor's sharp gaze is fixed on a point directly between your eyes. Master Van Kellox has spent enough time with you. He will vouch for your words. What stands out from your recent accomplishments is the suppression of a rebellion on Yanis, the battle against the archenemy's minions on Kiavagama, and of course, the unusual interest the Drukhari have shown in you. Then that is what we will discuss. After saying these words, he shoots you a searching look from under his brows, like a regicide player who just made the first move and is now watching for his opponent's reaction. What do you wish to know about the events on Yanis? Oh, I know it all already, even though you were quite effective at removing all evidence that could point to the blunder made by House von Valancius. It is saddening to realize that the rogue trader's connivance allowed a heretic who had been fostering a cult for years to come to power. Vistenza's misdeeds are a stain upon my dynasty's honor, I admit it. Theodora was the one who appointed Vistenza. What does it have to do with me? Association, right? But now Yanis is pure once more. You can see for yourself. There will be a palace and everything you desire waiting for you on the planet, where every tool has a shelf life. Vistenza had reached the end of hers, and so I replaced her. No, humility is probably appreciated here. Vistenza's misdeeds are a stain upon my dynasty's honor. I admit it. And you know what? It's true. Your humility is heartening, rogue trader. Rest assured, it will be noted during the investigation of your lamentable oversight. It wasn't mine. Okay. If you knew about what was happening on Yanis, why didn't you intervene yourself? I cannot satisfy your curiosity without disclosing information of the utmost secrecy. I will say only this. We had the situation under control. There is a tangled knot of perilous events in progress in the Coronis Expanse. Plucking even one thread must be performed with great precision and caution, without any room for error. Because you do not want to know the price of such an error, or what forms it might take. What questions could you have for me about Kiavagama? Places touched by chaos must be purged with fire and condemned to oblivion. However, you decided otherwise and restored the colony's operation, and you didn't even go to the trouble of hiding the traces of the neglect committed by your dynasty. After all, it was House von Valancius that gave Cubis Delphim so much freedom that he sank into seditious heresy. What was your rationale? I'll make every effort and see to it that every seed of heresy is exterminated. We have no right to give ground, okay? My trade empire is a complex mechanism. I wasn't willing to put its performance at risk because of some paranoid fears. Or truly, I must confess, this is my first time hearing about this. My servants usually handle such matters. Or let the brotherhood to which Cubis Delphim belonged answer for his sins. The Adeptus Mechanicus would do well to watch their members more closely. I wish to observe how the seeds of corruption will behave. It is prudent to study one's enemy. If I have erred, I am willing to repent and cast the colony into fire. True loyalist. I am willing to cast it into fire. He pauses for a short while, then says in a heavy voice, That is what we will do, but not today. For now, we will try to turn your hesitation to our advantage. Trying times lie ahead of us, and we could use the weapons that this planet is capable of producing. But remember that the sentence has merely been postponed. Alright, moving on then. The Drukhari have shown an interest in me? Are you referring to my ruined capital? Yes. The enmity between you is a known fact. But there is another way to look at it. On Viabo 6, you met the Archon of a mighty cabal, whose presence there seems strange to begin with. And lived. You subsequently encountered a number of her closest henchmen. Yet again, you survived. Your capital fell victim to a nefarious attack, but even this time, their daggers missed your heart. Such remarkable luck. To be a personal enemy of such an influential Xenos, to have been attacked so many times and yet make it out alive. So remarkable that one has to wonder, am I watching a spectacle? Could all these thrilling massacres be an alibi of sorts, meant to establish you once and for all as an enemy of the Xenos and never their ally or even their agent? Xenos made more attempts on St. Drusus's life than mine. Does that make him a traitor too? He lets out a chuckle. So you already think you're cut from the same cloth as St. Drusus, do you? Ambitious. I'll make note of it. How did you come to be so remarkably well-informed? I mean, he's an Inquisitor. I should hope he's, keeping himself well-informed. Are you surprised? You thought the Inquisition was unaware of the circumstances of your deeds? How often do you find yourself thinking that there are things we shouldn't know about your life? It is my job to know everything, and I do it very well. Keep that in mind, rogue traitor. I've been pondering this myself. I cannot deny the possibility that Vistenza influenced my thinking somehow. I'm not going to say that. That sounds dangerous. I used her to deal with a more serious threat. What? Oh, this is a bug. I'm watching her just as you've been watching me, I gather. Is that so? Interesting. It's true, for years we've kept a close eye on Vistenza and the little depravities her retinue permits itself. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is irrelevant. This is a different line, and this is a bug. Fair enough. Have I answered all of your questions? Far from it, my dear rogue trader. The questions are manifold. How did you manage to survive the battle that claimed the life of Theodora, who was so much more experienced and skilled than you? Is it a coincidence that you and you alone then made it out of the trap on Owlcat Minoris? How much truth is there in the rumors being spread by the heretic Conrad Voigtvir about you? Why did you choose to ignore the warning of a member of the Inquisition that a protracted sojourn near the dying Owlcat Minoris could bring corruption down upon your ship? Were you driven by your concern for the people, or forbidden interest? The very existence of these questions would have made many of my colleagues doubt the quality of your character, but it won't in this case. Your transgressions are sufficient grounds to bring you before the Inquisition's judgment, and believe me when I say that if you fail to draw certain conclusions from my words, that is what will eventually happen. But for now, I am willing to show leniency, which is rather uncharacteristic of me. I hope you appreciate the generosity of this offer, as your predecessor once did. Is Heinrich staying in my retinue, or are you taking him back? I've grown quite fond of Heinrichs, truth be told. Which would you prefer? And you, Heinrichs, and do you wish to continue working at the honorable rogue trader's side? I will comply with any order, Lord Inquisitor. If you command me to remain in the company of the scion of the von Valancius dynasty, I won't be distressed. I want Heinrichs to continue to accompany me. He can vouch for me then, and prove that I am loyal to the Emperor. Then Master Van Callous will remain in place. It puts me at ease to know that there is someone to watch over you. Calcazar's last remark sounds ambiguous. Heinrichs offers you an official bow. I consider it an honor to accompany you, rogue trader. Now, what kind of deal are we talking about? I make no deals, and Emperor forbid that I give you orders. That would mean infringing on your privileges. I'm merely offering well-meaning recommendations and expecting that, when the Coronis finds itself in danger, you will break away from your own affairs to heed them. Calcazar removes a signet ring from his finger and hands it to you. You notice an intricate personal coat of arms on it. Please accept this gift as a sign of my favor. In an hour of need, give it to any faithful servant of the Emperor, and the Inquisition will come to your aid. Reached the limit of the alpha, it seems, but I will accept this no reward. The symbol on the signet is white as the hair of the Adeptus Auroritas. The color indicates how close the bearer is to the Lord Inquisitor. White means that you have been deemed worthy and pure, and the Inquisition generously rewards pure souls. I will say, on behalf of my house, I, Rogue Trader von Valancius, hereby promise and guarantee to offer the Inquisition any assistance it may require. The Emperor protects. I am glad to hear it, Rogue Trader. Your oath has been heard and added to the record. Here is where we part. It is time for me to return to my watch, for you to sleep. He glances at the Master of Ceremonies, who is beginning to stir, and for your servant to wake up. Until next we meet, rogue trader. The Lord Inquisitor vanishes in a flash of teleportation. Someone was adept enough to calculate his coordinates with incredible precision and retrieve him straight from your chambers. In the ensuing silence, you hear the Master of Ceremonies grumbling incoherently in his restless dreams. Well, you will obviously want to discuss what just happened, rogue trader. For the first time during the entire exchange, emotion creeps into Heinrich's face. He looks like someone who is expecting an unpleasant conversation. But not now, I presume. Right now it would be better for you to rest and think on the Lord Inquisitor's words in private. I bid you good night, rogue trader. Congratulations. You have successfully completed the portion of the game available at the alpha testing stage. Please complete the survey to help make Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader better. You can also discuss the game with other players on our Discord server. Glorious stuff. Absolutely glorious stuff. I am extremely pleased with this alpha. I mean, my goodness. Over 50 hours of gameplay, folks. Now, let's be fair. I do a lot of chattering. I read out everything in a semi-acted form. I dare not call myself a voice actor, so that slows things down. So perhaps realistically it's more like, let's call it 40 hours of gameplay in this alpha. That's still impressive. This is only one act of the game, the second act. I'm quite curious about how long the final experience will actually be. 150 hours, 200 hours, something like that. And so many interesting mechanics, so many fascinating storylines. Just, oh my goodness. This is really something special. This is truly something special. And I cannot wait for the full game. Obviously, our one companion over here will join us perhaps in Act 3, which I assume is kicking off now, so to speak, if this was the full game. But that conversation with the Lord Inquisitor there was extremely interesting. Where does that go? What does that mean for our future? We've completed all of our missions. You know what? We're going to leave the duty of the Navis Nobilite for that next run that happens when the final build of the game comes out. Like I've been doing throughout this playthrough, I've been wanting to leave things for discovery later on. I've been wanting to leave things for us to try out in that final build. And though some of you very correctly predicted at first, I would say, that my plan with investigating this little pip down over here was with regards to maybe seeing what we could do as a grand finale kind of a moment, when I saw that it was so very, very threatening. But honestly, I'm kind of flip-flopping now. Like, do I want to do this right now, or do I want to leave it until the full build of the game, you know? You know what? We've come this far. Let's go for it. I'm going to go ahead and chart the course so we can do it in one jump. And we've got enough Navigator's Insight as well to actually reduce the difficulty over here right down to full safety, so we can just make our way over without interruption and see what the actual danger is here. So let's reduce it to safe, and yeah, here we go. Let's make the jump. Let's go. Lord Captain, Ravor on the line. The astropaths are going crazy in their little chamber. They're reporting severe warp disturbances along our intended route. It looks like the maw is completely impassable. I've seen this before, yes, and if you ask me, going in there is not a good idea, for us or any other void ship. I did not inherit this void ship only to destroy it in the roiling immaterium. Let someone less valuable deal with the maw. Wait, hang on a second. I'll see to it, Lord Captain. Hang on a second, hang on. Don't visit the system, because we're still at Mundus Valancius. Oh man, so we can't engage in what we'd previously kind of taken a peek at anymore. I guess it's because we've transitioned from Act 2 to Act 3, and so things have changed. The situation has evolved. Very well. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. A mystery for us to take a look at in the final build of the game. And truth be told, this session has been a fantastic fantastic grand finale, putting the grand in grand finale, if I do say so myself. We've had an extra long episode. We've seen the battle prowess of all of our characters. We've seen the scheming and politicking as well. There are some very interesting threads being, pulled at right now, and I'm really excited to see how it develops moving forward. Folks, with this being our final episode, I just want to say really quickly, if you've enjoyed this series, if you would like to see this game make a comeback, either during its next early access phase, whether that's a beta or something else, or when the final build actually releases, let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. It does make a very big difference in the decision making that happens on the channel with regards to the content you see on the channel. So if you'd like to see more Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader in the future, hit the like button and leave a comment down below. And again, I try not to mention this too often, but since this is the final episode, I suppose I'll mention it once right now. But if you've really enjoyed this series, you might want to consider becoming a channel member or patron. Links to both of those are in the description down below. But as always, if that's not your cup of tea, you might want to consider leaving a super thanks instead. Again, you can do that by clicking the heart-shaped button that's just underneath the video. Folks, as always, that is not an obligation. There is no pressure. That's why I try not to mention it too often. It's just an extra way of saying, thanks for what has hopefully been an entertaining 50 or so odd hours. I mean, I imagine if you're still watching this episode, 3 episodes in, you've been at least slightly entertained by the series on the channel. So if you'd like to support the channel in a way beyond liking, commenting, and watching, that's one way to do it. But again, to be clear, no pressure, no obligation. That's why I try not to mention it too often. But folks, I guess this is where we're calling it. I hope you had a good time, and as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Cheers.